ዝተፈላለየ ዓለማት ዝትርከቡ ተጋሩ ፈተውትን ተጋሩ ከመይ ትኾኑ ብሓንደቕኒኩም እናበልና እንሆ እዞም ሰለስተ ጋሻሹ ሒዘ ቀሪበ ኣለኹ ብስም ፓወር ሳይበር ፓወር ኦፍ ትግራይ ፈበን ሓብትና ካብ ኮሎራዶ ኤለን ገብረስላሴ ካብ ቦስተን ዳኒ ካብ ዳላስ ከመይ ትቕንዩ ኣሕዋት ድሓን ኣለኹም
My barakat, happy to be here.
All right, happy to be here, all of us. Mbarkasai lomaanti yaw abzi amsina zallo abto hagerna zakay zallo shikrin sababan bakaran khazbun abzi khilta amat mulu kullu تግራይ ተራባሪቡ ብዝገበሮ መስዋዕትነት ህዝቡን ብስተኻለና መጠን ቱ ህዝብና ኣባና ዓብይ ተስፋ ገይሩ ካብ መዓልትና መዓልቲ ዝፅበዮ ዘሎ ምዃኑ እናተሓሳሰብና ህዝቡን ኣብ ትሜትን ኣብ ፀበባን ኣብ ሽግርን ከም ዘሎ ኩላትና ንፈልጦ ስለ ዝኾነ ዝተኻለና መጠን ህዝቡን ሓገዝ ክንገብር እዞም ሰለስተ وحلات أحواتنا أحاتنا أبزي مسيام اللومو من البات Danny I'll give you Danny you can speak a little bit in English why we are here and the purpose of that and mainly the unity of Tigrayans is needed much today than ever before the last 2 years the contribution and the sacrifice and the advocacy of Tagaru is remarkable, but also needed much more today than ever before. So I'll give you the stage so that you can speak why we are here.
Well, thank you, Barakat. I was hoping you would go with the ladies first, but thank you. But let me say, thank you to Cyber Power Tigray for letting us have this platform. Ephraim, we appreciate you for being a voice for our voiceless people. So we're here today to talk about the Solidarity event that's going to be taking place MLK weekend, which is January 13, 14, and 15. I represent SJT, Security and Justice for Tigrayans, as Eden and Barakat. So I'm happy to work with the Wafi Salam, the Eritrean community that really took this initiative to work with Tagaru to help raise money. Much needed money for Tigray. This fundraising event will start tomorrow. Actually, it has started, but we'll have an event tomorrow. It's going to be live streamed by TMH. So we would want people to tune in 3 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. But again, we're starting right now. The link will be shared here shortly. But really just working together in solidarity. These are 12 organizations coming together to help Tigray. Tigray, as you know, is devastated in the past 2 years, from infrastructure to hospitals to name it. Now, recent event that took place in Sudan at the refugee camp, the fire event. So we need to go all hands on deck, and we appreciate our brothers and sisters from Eritrea working in solidarity to raise this money. I think our goal is $2 million, if I'm not mistaken. So I'll let Eden or Faven chime on that, but just really excited to help with this event, and I'm here to do everything I can to have a successful event. Thank you.
Thank you, Danny. Yes, we need to cooperate, all of us. Our cooperation and unity is vital to uplift the destitute people of Tigray. We are part of them. We might be physically far away, but in our soul and mind, they remain with us. The pain, the anguish, every second, every minute, every hour. So we're going to speak in English and the Tigrinya in both, so that we want to capture the young audience as well. I know many of us are, interested to talk in Tigrinya, and also we should not forget that there are a lot of young kids who is Tigrinya his second language. So bear with us. More than حفتي ستي تسيلخي زعبا ناي لما أنتي زمسنا مخنيات غير كنت زاربي وزرباتات تخليو ዕድል ክበክየ ግን ብሓደ ወገን እንደገና ከነመስግኖም ዝደሊ እቶም ተገደስቲ ዝኾኑ ኤርትራውያን ኣሕዋትና ኣብቱ ዝሓለፈ መደረ ኣነ እውን ሰብ ሕድሪ ወኪለ ኣብ ዲሲ ኣብ ዝነበርናሉ እዋን ተዛሪበ ስለ ዝነበርኩ ከምኡ ዓይነት ሕብረት ክቕፅል ኣለዎ ክተባባዕ ኣለዎ ፅቡቕ ስራሕቲ እውን ካልኦት እውን ናታቶም መንገዲ ተኸቲሎም ኣብዚ ቅዱስ ተግባር እዚ ክሳተፉ I think ኩላትና ክንላል ይግባእ ብልሞ ለሄደን ዕድል ክበኪ
እሺ በረኸት ሓወይ ኣነለይ ፌቨን ክሳድ ይደልየ ነይረ ፖስተር ሒዛቶላ ኩሉ ይገልፅ እዩ ግን ብጣዕሚ እንደገና መሰጅ ከሒዝኮ ዝደሊ ኮሚኒቲና ናይ ትግራይ community, especially the youth, is we have to learn to work with one another. We have to learn to work with our allies, and we have to welcome, even though it's bittersweet and it's hard, but the reality is we cannot fight this war by ourselves. Yes, of course, I have my days where I lash out at, you can call it Eritrean friends, you can call it Amhara friends, and I have the right to do so. We're not saying don't do that. We're not saying hide your feeling and hide your trauma. All we're saying is in every community, there's good people and there's bad people. You also have to understand there's Tagaro in Addis Ababa that are supporting the Prosperity Party and standing by them and allowing our people to starve to death and being bombed by providing them information. So if we have a community, especially in the diaspora, the Eritrean community, that's coming together, taking the initiative and saying, we stand with you in solidarity. What's happening to Tagaro is not right. And we also want to get rid of our own dictators so that we can create peace and connect our families. On top of that, they're coming to us saying, we are going to donate $2 million to the children in Sudan that are affected by this war, to the Tagaro that are traumatized by this war. And we're standing with you in solidarity by bringing in our own community together first, building as you guys are building, or also helping you guys. So for anyone that's having a hard time understanding why they're helping us, why they're coming to us and say, hey, we're sorry what's happening, but we stand with you. I say to you, consider this as a restitution, okay? Even though they don't have to do this, they're willing to do this on behalf of the people that are supposed to. So please have an open mind. And I'll be the first to admit I just want to open the window sometimes, just scream because I want to get it out of my system, right? But the reality is I also have to come to reality and find every community that's willing to stand up for social justice and say this is wrong. This is a genocide. This has been what's happening to our women. So therefore, we're going to stand up with you. Just because there are troops coming in and destroying Tigray, it doesn't mean the entire diaspora needs to do that as well. So as they're fighting the good fight in the battlefield, we also are fighting the good fight here digitally. And this is one of working together with others, this is how you learn diplomacy as well for people who are interested in, the future politics and working together. This is it. This is fully open out and saying we're here to support you. So we have to show some gratitude and also being able to work with them. But I'm not saying by any means, let your guard down, or I'm not saying don't feel the trauma and don't, complain. I'm saying we need to work together. And for me, this is my first time hearing about Solidarity of Nations within the Eritrean community. I know there's one for the Ethiopian community, and when I say Ethiopian, it's combining all the different tribes in Ethiopia. I am a member of that group. We've been working closely as well and documenting the atrocities that's been happening in different regions of Ethiopia. It might have started in Tigray, full-blown out genocide in Tigray for 2 years, but guess what? It didn't stop there. And not every Ethiopian is supporting this clueless, this war criminal in Addis. So please figure out a way to work with others so that we can bring in peace to our region, we can bring in peace to the country and the neighboring country like Eritrea itself. So thank you, Barakate. I think I yield the mic to Faven.
Thank you. يغني الليلة يغني اللي كلهم داني إيدن برخات سايبر باور بملوخم ناز عدل ذهبكمنا كل سب يوتيوب بخون كال تكاتر لهم كا نجزيهم نمسكن بزعبة زي solidarity event تبعيلو بزدحري زلو بوستري متينا له زلنا نز قدايزي خنا فالد تعلموا انتايو انتاي خقبر كاباخاتكم كا انتاي ندالي مالتي مجمريا وفر سلام زحاقفن 13 محبرات ناي سبعوين ناي سيفيكاوين محبرات مالتي نسب مثلا ندحنا تنزطابقه مثلا محبرات بحنساب حبيرن زقبرو زلوا ايفنت يو كاب علت 13 ساب 15 ጥሪ ኣብ ዋሽንግተን ዲሲ ዝካየድ እዩ እቲ ኢቨንት ከዓ 3 መዓልቲ ኮይኑ ሰላማዊ ሰልፊ ክህሉ እዩ እቲ መጀመርያ መዓልቲ ካልኣይ ከዓ ዋዕላ ኮንፈረንስ ሳልሳይ አክቲቪቲ ከዓ ኮንፈረንስ ኣሎ ሕጂ እቲ ቀንዲ ዕላምኡ እንታይ እዩ ሰላምን ፍትሕን ወፍሪ ሰላም ክትብል ከለካ ኩሉ ግዜ ነቲ ዝተወፅዐ ፍትሒ ሂብካ ኢኻ ሰላም ተመፅእ እቲ ፍትሒ ከዓ ብኸመይ ይመፅእ ብዝተፈላለዩ ነቲ ተወፅዐ መጀመርያ ነቲ ንሕና ወፂዕናዮ ዘለና ህዝቢ ትግራይ የቕሬታ ናይ ከም ተወፅዐ እውን ኣክኖሌጅ ሕጂ ንኣብነት ንሕና ኣብ ዳያስፖራ ዘለና እቶም ዝወፅዑ እቶም ዝበደሉ ናብ ሕጊ ይቕረቡ ንብል ኢና ግን ኣብ ሕጊ ኣብ ናይ ምቕራብ ስራሕ እቲ ንጡፍ ክገብሮ ዝኽእል ኣብ ግራውንድ ዘሎ እዩ ግን ብሓፈሻ ኣብዚ ኮንካ ግን እንታይ ክትገብር ትኽእል ማለት እዩ ነቲ ብሰላማዊ ሰልፊ ኣዌርነስ ንኽተምፅእ ፋንድሬዚንግ ጌርካ ኣትሊስት ነቲ ዝኸፍኦ በቃ ኣብ ሕማቕ ኩነታት ዘሎ ህዝቢ ቀዳምነት ቅድሚ ናብ ሕጊ ቅድሚ ናብ እቲ ክቕፃዕ ዘለዎ ገለ ቅድሚ ምባልናስ ነቲ ተጎዲኡ ዘሎ ብዙሕ ሰብ ብመግቢ ብሕክምና ብብዙሕ ዓይነት ሽግር ዝሳቐ ዘሎ ኣብ ረፊጂ ካምፕታት ዘሎ ኣብ ውሽጢ ዓዲ ኣብ ተመዛበልቲ ፅላላት ዘሎ ነዚ ኩሉ ክትሕግዝ ማለት እዩ ገንዘብ ብጣዕሚ ኣድላይ እዩ ሓደ ካብቲ ቀንዲ ኣድላይ ነገር ገንዘብ እዩ ስለዚ እዚ ወፍሪ ሰላም ድማ ነዘን ኩለን ማሕበራት ኣኪቡ ሓደ ዝኾነ በቃ ሕቡር ዝኾነ ካምፔን ብሓንሳብ ኮንካስ ኣብ ቁፅሪ ኩሉ ግዜ ሓይሊ ኣሎ ኩሉ ግዜ ነቲ ኩሉ ዘለካ ሪሶርስ ጉልበት ሰብ ኩሉ ምፂኻ ናብ ሓደስ ገንዘባት ተኣኻኺብካ ብመንገዲ ቲዲኤ ነቶም ክበፅሓሎም ዘለዉ ወገናት ንኽበፅሓሎም ማለት እዩ ስለዚ ዝሎማዓንቲ መፂናዮ ዘለና እንታይ ከም ንገብር ዘለና ንኩሉ ሰብ ክነፍልጥ ፕላስ ናይ ኩሉ ሰብ ሓገዝ ምዘድልዮ ስለዝኾነ እዚ መደብ እዚ እዚ ወፍሪ ሰላም ሕጂ ኣብ ኤርትራውያን ብዙሕ ናይ ፖለቲካ ናይ ኣተሓሳስባ ናይ ረዳድኣ ኮንፍሊክት ኣሎ ኩሉ ግዜ እዚ ወፍሪ ሰላም ግን ዘይ ፖለቲካዊ ዘይ ሃይማኖታዊ ዝኾነ ይኹን ዓይነት ገለልትነት የብሉን እቲ ናቱ ወገንነት ምስ ህዝቢ ኤርትራን ህዝቢ ትግራይን ክፋቐር ናብቲ ናይ ቀደም ፍቕሩን ምትሕዋስን ክምለስ ብሓንሳብ ኮይኑ ሽግራት ናይ ነንሕድሕዱ ክፈትሕ ሳልሳይ ከዓ እቲ ናይ ነንሕድሕዱ ህላዊ ኣብ ነንሕድሕዱ ከም ዝምርኮስ ተረዲእዎ ነንሕድሕዱ ኣብ ሓደጋ ንዝኣተዎ ወገን ንክሕግዝ ዝነጥፍ ማሕበር ስለ ዝኾነ ኩልኩም ኤርትራውያን ኩልኩም ተጋሩ ኣብ ሰላም ትግደሱ ኣብ ፍትሒ ትግደሱ ብምሉእኩም ብዘየገድስ ሃይማኖትኩም ብዘየገድስ ናትኩም ፖለቲካል ኣፊሌሽን ብዘየገድስ መን ኢኹም ነዚ ዕላማ እዚ ኣብ ሓደ ሓቢርኩም በዚ ጉዳይ እዚ ምሳና ሓቢርኩም ክትሰርሑ ነዚ ኢቨንት ከዓ ሳክሰስፉል ክኸውን ዕዉት ክኸውን ምእንቲ ክትሕግዙና ቲኬት ክትዕድጉ ሊንክ ክንገብረልኩም ኢና ኣብዚ ኣብቲ ሊንክ ኣቲኹም ዶኔሽን ክትገብሩ እዚ ናይ ኩሉ ግዜ ኣይኮነን እዚ መጀመርያ እዩ ካብዚ ብዙሕ ንምሃሮ ነገር ክህሉ እዩ እዚ ምስ ተገብረ ነዚ ገምጊምና ከዓ ዝዕረ ተዓርዩ ዝእለይ ተኣልዩ እቲ ክነበርትዖ ዘለና ክነበርትዒና ኩልና ተሓጋጊዝና ኩሉ ግዜ ክሳብ እቲ ሽግር ክሳብ ዘይህሉ መዓልቲ ኩሉ ሰላም ኮይኑ ኩሉ እቲ ህዝብና ፍቅርና ናብሩ ክሳብ ዝምለስ ከይደኸምና ለይትን ቀትርን ተሓጋጊዝና ብሓንሳብ ንወላ ሓደ ሰብ ዝያዳ ወላ ሓደ ሰብ ኣይብፅሕን ንኩልና ማዕረ ዝብፅሐና ስለ ዝኾነ ብማዕረ ከይደኸምና ክንተግህ ንሓተኩም ንልምነኩም ንማሕፀነኩም ከምኡ ክንገብር ኢና መፂና ሎ መዓልቲ ይቐኒለይ
يغنيلنا فيفن بتعمي باشنت بزلو አቀራርባ ስለ ዘቅረብክዮ ሰማዕትና እውን ኣብ ልቦም ክሓድር ከው ድማ ኢዶም ክልግሱ በዘጋጣሚ እዚ ክነተሓሳስብ ንደሊ እዚ ናይ ኩላትና ጉዳይ እዩ ናይ ፌቨን ኣይኮነን ናይ ኤደን ኣይኮነን ናይ ዳን ኣይኮነን ታዩ ንሕና በጋጣሚ ኣብዚ ስለ ዘለና ብታ ዘላትና ሶሻል ሚዲያ ኣክሰስ ለሕዋትና ክነዛቲ ለሕዋትና ድማ እቲ ዘሎ ሽግር ዳርጋ ለታይስም ለቀባሪ ምርዳእ ኣይኮነን እቲ ኩሉ ትግራዋይ እቲ ኤርትራዊ በሓፋሽ ኣብ ሽግርን ኣብ መከራን ናይ ህዝቡን ናይ ወገኑን ከማና ብዝበለፀ ይፈልጦ እዩ ግን ንሕና እንታይ ኢና ሓቢርና ኢሊ ተተሓሒዝና ሓደነትና ኣስጢምና ክንቃለስ ከለና እዚ ድማ ገንዘብ ኣድላያ እዩ ኣብቲ ናይ ሁማኒታርያን ብፍላይ ህዝቢ ትግራይ 2 ዓመት 4 ዓመት እውን ተበልክቦ እቲ 2 ዓመት ዝነበረ ቅድሚኡ እውን ምግቢ ከይኣቲ እዩ ተኸልኪሉ ነይሩ እቲ 2 ዓመት ግን ኮነ ኢልኻ ፈውስን እኽልን ከም ናይ ኩናት መሳርሒ ጌርካ ተጠቂምካ ህዝቢ ትግራይ ብጥሜት ክሃልቅ ቅድሚኡ እንደገና ኣብቲ ዝተገበረ ወረራ እቲ ዝነበረ እኽሊ ያው ተዘሪፉ ዝተረፈ ድማ ተቐፂሉ ከይሓርሱ ድማ ኣውዕሮም ተሓሪዱ እቲ ዝሓርስሉ ዝነበሩ መሳርሒታት ነዊት ብምሉእ ተሰባቢሩ እዚ ዘይበሃል ግፍዒ እዩ ተገይሩ ኣብ ህዝቢ ትግራይ ንብረት ይትካ እዩ እቲ ኣብ ሂወት ኣብ ህዝብና ዝበፅሐ መከራን ምግልታዕን ግን ዘለኣለማዊ ቁስሊ ኣብቲ ሕብረተሰብን ኣባናን ኣፀላሊ ይርከብ ስለዚ እቲ ህዝቢ ትግራይ ክንገብረሉ ንኽእል ከዚ ነገር ተሃልዩ ሓቢርና ጠጠው ኢልና ኣትሊስት ድምፂ ክንኾኖ ካብኡ ድማ ልጠመየ ክንዕንግል ዝዓረቐ ክንኸድን ኢና ኣብዚ መፂና ዘለና እሞ ንተሓበር ሕብረትና ስጢምና ጥራሕ ብዘረባ እውን እንተለይኮነ ብዛ ዘላትና እናለገስና ፀኒሕና ኢና እናሃብና ፀኒሕና ኢና ግን ናይ ኢንተርናሽናል ኮነ ሓደ ሰብኣዊ ድርጅታት እዚ ፋሽስታዊ ስርዓት እዚ ብክልቲኡ ወገን ኣብ ህዝቢ ትግራይ ዝብፅሕዎ ዘለዉ ፀገማት ኣቃሊሎም እዮም ሪኦምዎ እምበር በቲ ናይ ጀኔቫ ኮንቨንሽን ማንም ኢትዮጵያ ሳይን ዝገበረትሉ ትሪቲ እዩ ኣብ ኩናት ግዜ ምንም ኣክሰስ ክከኣል ዘይከኣል ኣክሰስ ክኽልከል ዘይብሉ ምዃኑ ኣብቲ ናይ ጀኔቫ ኮንቨንሽን ኣሎ ግን እዚ ፋሽስታዊ ስርዓት ግን ከም መደራደሪ ገይሩ ይጥቀመሉ እና ኣብዚ ውዕል እውን ኣብዚ ነጉሸሽ እውን as a precondition ኮይኑ ክቐርብ እውን ኣይግብኦን ነይሩ ግን እንታይ ሞ ይግበር ትግራይ stand alone for 2 years ግን ንሕና diaspora ድማ እናሃለና they are not standing alone ወለድና እዮም ኣሕዋትና እዮም ኣደታትና እየን ዓድና እዩ ኣብ ኩሉ ዘሎ ሰላም ንኩሉ እዩ ዘመች ኣብ ትግራይ ድሕሪ ሰላም ሃልዩ ኣብ ኤርትራ እውን ሰላም ኣሎ ማለት እዩ ኣብ ኤርትራ ሰላም ኣሎ ማለት ኣብ ትግራይ እውን ሰላም ኣሎ ማለት እዩ ስለዚ ካብ ፖለቲካ ወፃሲ ንስራሕ ካብ ደጋፋይ ኣይኮነን እቲ ኩናት ንኩሉ እዩ ዘጥፍእ ዘሎ ምናልባት ሎሚ ኣባና ዝዓበየ ሽግር ክረአ ይኽእል እዩ ፅባሕ እንደገና ኣብ ካሊእ ዘብዝኒዮ ሽግር ክህሊ ይኽእል እዩ እሞ ለኤርትራውያን ጥራሕ እውን ተዘይኮነ ካልኦት ኢትዮጵያውያን ብሄር ብሄረሰባት ኣቦታትና ኣዴታትና ዝኸፈልሉ መስዋዕትነት ኢትዮጵያ ብሄር ብሄረሰባት ብሰላም ብማንነቶም ተሸቕሪሮም ከይነብሩ ብዙሕ መስዋዕትነት እዩ ተኻፊሉ ሕዚ ኸ እንታይ ይገብር ኣለዉ እንታይ ከም ዝገብር ዘለዉ ኩላትና ንፈልጦ እዩ ግን ከመይ ጌርና ኢና እዚ ሪቨርስ ንገብሮ ንሕና ኢና ሓላፊነት ኣብ ለባም እዩ ኩሉ ግዜ እቲ ሓላፊነት ሞዚ እውን ክንሰርሐሉ ኣለና በይንና ጥራሕ እዚ ክንዋፅኦ ይንኽእል እዩ ተቐይምና ነምፅኦ ነገር የለይ ተቃልሲ ፈተውትና ምፍጣር እዩ ፀላእቲ ምብዛሕ ኣይኮነን ስለዚ ሎማዓንቲ ኣብ ተፈላለየ ቦታ ዘለኹም ተጋሩ ሳውዲ አረቢያ ይኹን ኣብ ላቲን ኣሜሪካ ይኹን ኣብ ኢሮፕ ይኹን ኣብ ኖርዝ ኣሜሪካ ካናዳ ብዝተኻእለካ ትመጠን ብዙሕ መስዋዕትነት እናገበርኩም ፀኒሕኩም ኢኹም ኣትሊስት ንሕና ንሰርሕ ኣለና ደቅና ነምህር ኣለና ንበልዕ ኣለና ንሰት ኣለና we could have been one of them እንተዘይወፃእና ከምኡ ጌርኩም ረእይዎ ኣነ ካልነብር ነይረ ውኸታይ ክግብር ነይረ ኢልና ፐርሰናላይዝ ንግበሮ እቲ ህዝብና ዝኸዶ ዘሎ ሽግርን መከራን እሞ ይበዝሐኩም እዩ ይርደአና እዩ ሁላትና ከመይ ከም እንነብር ንፈልጦ ኢና ሕዚ እውን ካብ ብዛሕ ድሕር ኮይኑ እቲ ሸኽሚ ቀሊል እዩ ኣብ ቁሩብ ሰባት ድሕር ኮይኑ ግን ከቢድ እዩ ኣይንኽእሎን ስለዚ ብዝተኻእለ መጠን ፈተውቲ ይፍጠር ዝሕግዘና ኦርጋናይዜሽን ኮነ ማሕበራት ኮነ ብዝተኻእለ መጠን ፎካስ ጌርና ክንሰርሐሉ ንኽእል መንገድታት ንለ እሞ I think just to summarize it for those who have the difficulty speaking English, we are asking everyone, even students from their stipend, they can contribute some. If they are drinking 4-5 times Starbucks in a week, it is a lot of money in a week, $20. All adds up. It can make a change. They can lobby to their classmates by telling what kind of atrocity is going on as we speak. And I know the American people and Europeans are generous when it comes to humanity, at least on the level of the people. I'm not talking about the state or the politics. Let's do what we can to pursue and to get help. Our people are looking at us, the diaspora. Are we for that challenge and responsibility? We should ask ourselves. I know the last 2 years, the diaspora has put so much effort and advocacy work. But still, the suffering of our people, the need of our people is growing by a day. Promises and promises could not deliver hope. Yes, hope doesn't kill, so far they are living in a hope, but the hope is not going to be a butter and bread for our people unless we act now. Let's act now. Let's do what we can to discharge our responsibility so that we can have a better sleep night. We have all nightmares, but that's not going to help our people unless we act and try to do something and try to create friendship with other communities who can help and magnify our cause. Therefore, let's do what we can to help our destitute people. And Danny, I'll give you the floor if you have to say some more.
Yes. You hit it right on point, Barakat Hawe. Aiden said it. We can't do it alone. We have to work with allies. So, big shout out to Dr. Dagasi, Captain Eritrea, Dr. Tuka from SJT for saying yes. And then all 13 organizations for saying yes to help Tigray. And again, our sister Fabian really perfectly explained what the purpose is. Just to say it in English, this is to raise money, much needed money for Tigray. And we'll have a 3-day event in Washington, D.C. During the MLK weekend. The 13th will be a protest, again, together. This are people that have been standing with us, Eritrean brothers and sisters that have been standing with us, that will be marching with them in Washington, D.C. to the White House. And then on the 14th, there will be a concert. And then on the 15th, conference. And then I believe more concerts. That's MLK weekend. Book your tickets, people, please. Friends, if you can, come to Washington, D.C. But tomorrow, I just wanted to remind everyone, we'll have the fundraising event, via Zoom, but it will be televised by TMH. It'll be live streamed by TMH. So tune in. Fabian said important thing. She said the purpose is peace and justice. So what's peace without justice? Of course, peace is the way, but without justice, peace does not survive. So we need to keep fighting for justice. So this is Thanksgiving week, you guys, in the U.S. This is a giving week. Let's start here in the U.S. and Canada, and then Europe, and I know Saudi and other places. We want you to participate in this. This is our opportunity. Every penny that that comes into this will go straight to TDA, and this is to help Tigray. Please help us reach this goal, $2 million. Thank you. Aiden?
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm at the same time. What came to mind, what Barakat said was, even if humanitarian crisis is being used as a leverage for peace, it's wrong. But at this point, you have to pick and choose what your battle is, right? So it's over. Either you're gonna continue to free, or you're gonna risk of having more people die because of famine and because of medicine, right? The other day, 2 days ago, I saw on Twitter the head of the Eider Hospital actually tweeted and saying, yes, we did receive, I don't know the amount of trucks that were coming in, but he said the minute they opened the trucks, it's actually full of gloves and some, things that are needed for the doctors to wear to treat patients. It's not actually the medicine that got in. So as you can imagine, they can decorate it and they can use it as a media frenzy saying, oh yeah, all the trucks are going in. But the reality is at the checkpoints, these Eritrean troops, this ENDF troops, Ethiopian ENDF troops, as well as the FANU troops are at the cross line waiting to take out the essential medical necessities and send them with what's not actually needed. It's, of course, the gloves are needed, but guess what? The insulin is what's going to save a diabetic patient. There's the patients with kidney dialysis that's needed. There's patients with cancer. There's patients with communicable diseases because of the rape the soldiers were committing. So can you imagine? And I'm not even mentioning the mental trauma these women and these children have gone through. I'm only mentioning just the medical aspect of what's immediate need. So the way we're gonna tackle all this while the dictators are using this as a marketing strategy for them to say, oh yeah, we're doing what we can while they're killing our people systematically, is that by collaborating, by acknowledging and accepting the solidarity that Faven is bringing into the table, her community is bringing into the table, at least save some of them that are fleeing to Sudan, right? Their home, their temporary home was somehow burned down. I've seen mothers crying, saying, I don't even know where my child is. So that to me is like, is there hell on earth? If people don't know where hell is, I consider them to visit Tigray. I consider them to visit this refugee camps because they're going through hell. And we cannot say no for people that are willing to help and bring in some sort of peace, some sort of sustainability, even temporary sustainability. So, Vajaho Mahawate Tagaru, please open up your hearts, open up your mind, look beyond the pain. Because at the end of the day, we can cry and mourn about the people that we lost already. But if we spend so much time on that, then we're forgetting that there's many more that are dying while we're crying here. So let's save what's left of our people, and then we can come back and consolidate. We can come back, and also, if you're looking at holding dictators accountable, holding these war criminals accountable, you're going to need the finances to do that also, with filing, with whatever. I'm not trying to sound like a lawyer at this point, but the reality is, sorry, you need capital to do all of this, but we're not even talking about that right now. We're talking about saving our people. So by any means, like I said, there are Tagaros that are actually have been supplementing information to the government of Ethiopia, to Eritrean government, to kill our people systematically. So by any means, they have to see the good in people and say yes, even though they're from a community where we feel like have been attacking us. Not everyone is attacking us. There's, like I say, people are looking for their own peace in their own homes. But the way they're doing it is not by fighting by themselves. They're saying, coming in, sorry, we acknowledge what you're going through. We acknowledge what the dictators are doing, but it doesn't mean we're tied to them. So here we are. We're willing to help. And it took them 2 years to get here. Okay? So please open your mind, open your heart. Let's look at the bigger picture so we can save our people. And then we can talk about referendum and all that stuff another time. But for now, let's save the people that are left and they need to eat. Thank you.
Thank you. Well said, Eden. I couldn't disagree, especially the latest political debacle and the intrigue of Abiy Ahmed. When our people are in need of medicine, I mean, I'm not trying to undermine the necessities of equipment, but right now, as much as some equipments like therapy and gloves are needed, needles, but also there are a lot of people are dying a lack of real medicine for HIV, for sugar-related issue. And this has been systematically done. Another weapon of war using medicine. This has been well exhibited, and we have to amplify the intrigues of this madman. Still, the latest information that I got, there are about 1,500 trucks in Samara. Just today, there are about 30 cars arrived in Shikhat, what we call, they call it Abala, the information that I have. And I don't know what the inside of those trucks they are, but also the world has to be aware of this madman trios with Isaias Afwerki and also from Afar regional official who are really immersed themselves in this criminal activity. In one of those draft in Pretoria, what they agreed was there were about 12 checkpoints. Could you imagine that? 12 checkpoints. So they decide that 2 checkpoints is good enough to pass through, but still it's not materialized. I mean, look at it. Since November 2, we are almost over 15 days, 16 days, 17 days. Only 2 trucks through Gander. They enter Addis Ababa. I mean, when they are entering through Gander, you have to, what kind of equipments and medicines they bring. Some of the medicines are looted or taken away purposely so that our people can die. So we need a free passage with convoy that has international observers. If there is anything that comes to Tigray, there should be accountability. Because, I don't know. I mean, I just don't trust them, those people. They are no way trying to help us. They are trying to use even, the ceasefire for their own. I wouldn't be surprised if they wage another war. So our trouble is not yet. Still, we are not out of the woods. We should not give up. Actually, this is one of the reasons that makes us to struggle and to fight more. When we see genocide being committed, as we heard it in one of those occupation areas in Shire, Aksum, and Adwa, those genociders are committing a heinous crime.
Barakat Hawi, if I can add one more point when you're done.
And day and night. And we should remind those people that we should expose what's going on. And having said that, the main we are talking about this is to remind every one of us that still our trouble is not yet. We should be more united. We should be more concerned. We should be more generous. We should have more alliance who can support our cause. We can't do it alone. First, our unity is needed. Each Tagaru, if we can bring 10 people, imagine if we are about 50,000 Tagaru, we are talking about close to 500,000. And this is doable. It is doable. There is nothing impossible in the light of this difficult time of our people. So bear with us. Let's work together. If we have doubts, let's talk about it. And I don't think so there will be, because we are united in one cause, because we are Tigrayans. That's why the attack is coming, because who we are. It's not what we think. So that makes us unite and work together. Ellen, please go ahead.
Thank you. I remember you just mentioned about the despite the negotiation, and there's in fact evidence that because they were told to put down their guns, what they're doing is actually poisoning people in the territory that the Eritrean troops have taken in the Aksum area, Adwa, Atagrat, Shira, Talalaga, all these areas. Can you imagine? You are told to put your gun down, so you're using syringes to poison people and have them look at them dying, and the ones that didn't make it that didn't die in time, then they're using knives to kill them. So what, like, when I say there's hell on earth, there is hell on earth, literally. And while we hear debates, not here, not literally, but while our communities here in diaspora is talking about why should we stand with Eritreans that are willing to help, guess what? While we debate here, guess what Abiy Ahmed is doing? His minions here in the state are going to Capitol Hill, talking to Congress, talking to senators, anyone that can hear them, especially the Republicans, asking, hey guys, we just signed this peace treaty. We want to go to IMF and ask for more money. We need money to establish Tigray, to rebuild the infrastructure that they destroyed. This is how they're using this tactic to gain more sympathy from the international community, the West, and get more money for a war that they waged 4 years ago. The second thing is they also have firms here in the state that are doing the disinformation and misinformation everywhere you can think of. All these tweets that we've been seeing the past 2 years, it was already planned. It was pre-planned. And he would send his lawyers here, ask for more money, and use that for disinformation, for financing, for buying drones, for buying whatever that he needs. And then on top of that, right now, even Redwan Hussein, whatever that guy's name is, honestly, I don't even know what they do anymore because all of them they say different things and I can't even keep up with them. But he was tweeting how Ethiopia needs to be reinstated with the AGWA, the Agriculture and Trade mark, if I'm not mistaken. They're trying to push for reinstatement of it because they just signed that peace treaty. There's not even accountability whether the trucks what are the things that are in the truck. There's not accountability. It's just a matter of just signing, and then therefore it's all kumbaya and they're okay. And that's not okay. So the point I'm trying to make is, while the enemy is using all this opportunity to create more finances for themselves from the international world, government, entities, we're here quarreling about who we should need to stand with and who we should not be standing with. But come on, people, let's wake up. Honestly, there is solidarity of nations, like I said, that's been working behind the scenes for almost 2 years now, getting all the different tribes in Ethiopia to work together, go through the process in holding this government accountable, and also stand up in front of Capitol Hill, in front of whatever country the representatives are, talk to their prime ministers, letting them know that the Ethiopian government that's in place right now is not helping any of their tribes, any of their regions. It's actually destroying it, selling lands, bringing in foreign entities to destroy their land. So work together, learn how to work together despite your trauma, despite your emotions, if you want to save your family. Thank you so much. Sorry, taking your space a bit.
Yeah, I think Barakat is muted. But Aiden, I think you're right on point. I'm with you, both Barakat and Aiden. I know Fevin, I'll let you go here in a minute. I just wanted to add just a couple of things to what they said. Yeah, Abiy could not hide anymore, you guys. He's been exposed, especially to the U.S. They know what he's about. He can't do this anymore. You heard the senior State Department officials discussing the other day. They're going to hold him accountable, but we just need to put the pressure. We can't just sit and watch, and then this peaceful deal is going to be successful without, holding the Abiy government accountable. And then dictator Isaias could not hide anymore behind Abiy. He's been exposed. They know. They said it clearly. Eritrean soldiers have to leave. Amhara militia have to leave Tigray. Period. I mean, this is what the U.S. is saying, and they're going to hold them accountable. But we also need to put pressure. Those a few tracks that are going in, are not doing much for Tigray at this point. They can airdrop food and they can airdrop medicine. Where is the U.S.? That's why we need to keep the fight, you guys, until justice is served. And we just need to keep going. Fevin, please, or Barakat, thank you.
Thank you.
That's only Fevin Haptana.
اوكي يعني لي وكله تزبهال لكم ونديهم جن من الوقت حتى حنت خجبرا زخل نتي تقرنيا تزارباي نخبص حلو تزي كوينو بزخونه حجي ابتي مريت زخون زلو شجر زلو طميت منكرتات سدات قم استمال زرعنا ابتي ريفيوجي كامب حاوي رئينا لنا سو فار مالتي ابز قدمينا زلو شجرات كنفتحو نخل حجي اتي بلوكي اتعصوان كبان قال زبحال دلو كوني الكاز تقبره مالتي سلام فريمكا نني اشتي مسك تقم زي كل نقرات ناقبركا مالتي حجي نازي ناتنا تساتافنت ناتنا حاجس نازي زدل حدا قزي تناتنا عقمي اندحر بحنساب كلنا حابيرنا قابتي نسوم كحجزنا زخولون العلي نفسنا خنحجز نخلينا سلازي اتي عصوا اتخلو تنكولاتن شرحتاتن زقبرو دلو نتهزب بتميتن بحمامن كدو مالتي نحنا قن at least نتي critical دخونا نتي اب جاف ناي حمام ناي موت زلو ويتززغف زبهال صقمات كم زلك خمس حاو كذا تتبارعسي قدمنا تحاو تطفيخا تقوي نتا غزا خطعريا ويقال يكونن سلازخمكم مالت خم حاو متفاكرنا نحسبو بزح سب طميت موتالو بزح سب سانكي مدهانيت مسعان بقلل تحمامات بخد كالا غللوم تخيل بقلل مدهانيت كفوس زخلو زموتالو قلعت مال نيوريشد كوينوم أبزي معلتهم يولدوا أبزي معلتهم يموتوا لو بزح شجرات يزلوا نقولهم فتحين خلينا نتكريتيكال زبهال قد بحنساب كوينا تحقاقيزنا نتتعافين تخبيبون زلو هزب خمس حلو نخلينا من البات نتبتقراي زلو نختبس حلو يخبر خون بزح سدتنيا خوينو خاب جزء موتيوم إزخلو بأقرامن كندي حمامات كندي تيت نقلن حليفهم أب سدتنيا كامت زلو أو خيدهم كأ جزءهم كقاصلهم كله تاني اشتي بسعر زسرحوا مثلاليت نوعهم زخون كلنا تحقاقيزنا كل زلنا حيلي بفلتات بجنزب بجزي بقلبات بتزلنا كله أكيد ناسي كابتي عتيهم مخل كيلو مزلو هزبس نحنا مي بخمان مور كنبتصح نخون إذا حج مجمر يعني بحنساب كوينا نجمرو زلنا صبوق تمرت خبرنا كابز حج نقبرو زلنا خابز ناي solidarity event تقدماي تحجزنا يجنزب كون خير
فناي دهن تبيرو شلكو يوطا أسقرامينا
كاون مهارو بزح نقر كلي انت حبير ناس انت خنقبر كم نخيل تحنتني اشتي قول حجي كساب جانوري 15 كلتا مليون جول جيرنا لنا مي بالنساب بقللو ندحر هيت جيرنا ياس كاو خاء مور زعبي جول جيرنا خاء نزعبي بزح زلو هزبي كنبتصح مورال كنراكب نخون موي ريسورسنا خمي جيرنا انت تتقيمنا له إنا مور هزب نبتصح مور نتهم كابانا
استي تاي سمو زاوزني فيديو قرب منتان سمعتنا قرب تغنتات لمبال ابناي بارلاما عد انجليز بزعبا تقراي جينوسايد كساح ندينو تقديسهم كم صرح زلو مريا كنهب
job she's doing standing in for the Foreign Secretary. There is a genocide happening in Tigray. What work is she doing with our partner in the United States, the EU and other Western countries to send a message to Prime Minister Abiy that there can be no international aid channeled through the Ethiopian government until the genocide stops? And why does he still have that Nobel Peace Prize? Is it not high time he was stripped of it?
Mr. Speaker, can I thank him for his praise? I'm not sure I'm doing that brilliantly. We are continuing to work really, really closely with our partners in the US, in the UN, and indeed I met the African P3 partners during my recent visits to New York and Washington. But really importantly, we're also supporting Obasanjo, Bankole, and President Kenyatta's efforts as well to try and bring all people to a ceasefire. Regarding a Nobel Peace Prize, that is a decision for the Nobel Committee themselves.
So زيتايو نحنا طرح جينوسايد سلازبلنا يكونن مخنياتهم حدا ሕብረተሰብ አለው ያው እናረአዩ ከም ዘይረአዩ እናሰምዑ ከም ዘይሰምዑ እዚ ተጋሩ ትብልዎ ዘለኹም ጥራሕ እዩ ከምኡ ዓይነት ነገር የለን ዝብሉ ኣብቱ ባይታ ዘሎ ዝክሕዱ ብዙሓት ኣለው ግን ኢሮፕያን ክሳዕ እንደዚ ተገዲሶም ኣብቲ ትግራይ ዝካየድ ዘሎ ጀኖሳይድ ከምዚ ኢሎም ብዛዕባና ክጣበቁልና ከለው ንሕና ከም ተጋሩ ኸታይ ይስምዐና እዩ ትሕቶ ስለዚ ጻዕዱን ጥራሕ ይኾኑን ክገብሩልና ንጽበ ንሕና ብንገብሮ ኤፈርት እውን ተተወሲኽዎ እዩ ክሕግዙና ዝኽእሉ ስለዚ ብፍላይ ኣነ ኣብ ዓዲ እንግሊዝ ዘለው ተጋሩ ዓብዪ ክብሪ ኣለኒ ብዙሕ ጻዕርታት ከም ዝገብሩ ብቐረባ ስለዝከታተል ንሕና እውን ካብኣቶም ክነሓምቕ የብልና ብዝበለፀ ናታቶም መርአያ ጌርና ንሕና እውን ብዝበለፀ ምስቲ ኮንግረስ ክንሰርሕ ኣለና ሪፐብሊካ ኮኑ ዲሞክራት ክሳዕ ለትግራይ ክሳዕ ዝጠቕሙ ስለዚ ኣብይ ኣሕመድ ሕዚ እውን ዓንቶ ሓብተይ ኤደን ዝበለቶ 2-3-4 መኪና እናእተወ ኤድስ ይኸይድ ኣሎ ነጊሮኩም እየ 1500 መኪና ትራክ ኣለዋ ከፍ ኢለን ስለዚ እዚ ኩሉ እዚ ዝገብር ዘሎ እቲ ሓገዝ ክረክብ እዩ እቲ ሓገዝ ድማ ካብ IMF ለሓደ ወርሒ ዝኣክል ባጀት እዩ ዘሎ ፈትየ ይኾነን ላብዚ ሰላም እዚ እውን መፅኡ ዘሎ እቲ ዓዲ ባንክራፕት ፌል ስቴት እያ ስለዚ ንሕና ተጋሩ ዝፋሽስታዊ ስርዓት እዚ ገንዘብ ከይረክብ ክንቃለስ ኣለና ሉዚ ንምግባር ድማ ናኹላትና ሓድነት የድሊ እዩ ኤርትራውያን ተጋሩ ኢትዮጵያውያን ሁሉ ጻዕዱን እውን ብዘይገድስ ጎረባብትና ኾኑ ናይ ስራሕ ምሳና ዝሰርሑ ኾኑ ናይ ቸርች ወይ ናይ ቤተክርስትያን ኣባላት ክኾኑ ይኽእሉ ነዙ ናትና ኮዝ ክሕግዙ ዝኽእሉ ክነምፅእ ኣለና እዚ ቪድዮታት እዚ ኣላየ ትኾኑ ቪድዮታት ኣለና እቲ ቪድዮታት ዌል ኮንፈርምድ ዝኾነ እዩ ኣብ ፓርላማ ከም ዓብዪ ኣጀንዳ ተታሒዙ ክዝረብ ከሎ ዓዲ እንግሊዝ ኣብ ኤውሮፕያን ዩኒየን ቀልዲ ኣይኮነን ስለዚ እቶም ናይ ጀኖሳይድ የለይ ዝብሉ ዲናየርስ ብዙሕ መርትዖን መረጃን ክነምፅእ ንኽእል ኢና ግን ናቲ ዋና ዕላማ እመኑና ጥራሕ ተዘይኮነስ እቲ ዘሎ ሓቂ ዓይንኹም ክትኸፍቱ እዝንኹም ክትኸፍቱ ሕሊናኻትኩም ክትኸፍቱ ልፍትሒ ክትጣበቑ እዚ ኣጋጣሚ እዚ ንላየኩም እሞ ዓንቶ ፌቨን ሓብተይ ምናልባት ዘቋረፁ ኹኺ ኣብዚ ሓደ ኮመንት እውን ስለ ዝርኢ እቲ ኮመንት ልኡ መልሲ እውን መሃበድላይ ኮይኑ ስለ ዝተሰምዐኒ እዩ ብዝተኻለለ መጠን ምናልባት ብዘይ ምፍላጥ እውን ክኾኑ ይኽእሉ ኾነ ኢልካ እውን ክኾን ይኽእል ናብ ባዕላቶም ሞቲቭ እውን ክህልዎም ይኽእሉ ግን ንሕና ነቲ ሓቂ ኣጉሊኻ ንምርኣይ ንድሓር ይንብል ሓቂ ሓቂ እያ ንሕና ለማንም ፕሮፓጋንዳ ይኮንና ንሰርሕ ኣለና ለህዝቢ እዩ ምናልባት ህዝቢ ኤርትራ እውን ከምዚ ዘለና ፀበባ ኣብ ፀበባ ድሕር ሃልዩ we could have done the same thing ዋላ ብዘይገድስ ህዝቢ ኢትዮጵያ እውን እዚ ናይ ትግራዋይ ባህሪ ፈሪሃ እግዚአብሔር እዩ ልደኸመ ሓይሊ ዘይብሉ ዝጭክን ሕብረተሰብ ኣይኮነን እቶም ዝቐትልዎ እቶም ዝዕምፁ ዝነበሩ ወታደራት ከመ ገይሩ ሓብሒቡ ኣብ ዘይብላ ኣብ ዘይብሉ ጾምና ሓደረ እናካፈለ ኣብ ዘይብሉ ጨርቂ እናሃበ ብሰላም ከም ዝሰነዮ ርኢና ኢና እዚ ታዩ እቲ ተዓባብያ እቲ ፈሪሃ እግዚአብሔር ብሓንሳብ ልመጽእ ነገር ኣይኮነን ካብ ጀነሬሽን ናብ ጀነሬሽን ካብ ውልድ ናብ ውልድ ዝኸይድ ናባዓልትና ኣሴት እዩ በዚ ድማ ክንኮርዖ ኣለና ስለዚ ኣሕዋት ኣብ ተፈላለየ ዳያስፖራ ዘለኹ እዚ ሎማዓንቲ ጀሚርናዮ ዘለና በብሰሙን እናመጻና ክንልምን ኢና ብህዝብና ክነተሓሳስብ ኢና ድማ እዚ ሆሊዴይ ስለ ዝኾነ እቲ ሆሊዴይ ድማ ልክዕ ለቶም ሰባት ኣብ ሽግርን ኣብ ፀበባን ዘለው ወለድና ኣሓትና ከምኡውን ኣብ ቃልሲ ዘለው ምእንታን ትግራይ ምእንታን ለኣና ምእንታን ትግራይ ክብሪ ክብሉ ዝቃለስ ዘለው ክብርን ሞገስን ይብፅሐዮም እናበልና እሳቶም ብዝገበርዎ ተጋድሎ ክሳና ኣቕኒዕና ክንኸይድ ገይሮምና እዮም ስለዚ መስዋዕትነት ዝኣክል ናይ ህይወት ዋጋ እናተኻፈለ ንሕና ቁሩብ ገንዘብ ስባሕ ሰሪሕና ንትክኦ ክንበቅዕ የብልናን እሞ ሓደራ ብሰሙን እናመጻና ብዝተፈላለየ ፕሮግራም እዛ ፕሮግራም እዚኣ ዕውት ክሳዕ ትኸውን ካልኦት ጋሻሽ እውን እናምጻና እዚ ፕሮግራም ክቅጽል ክነተሓሳስብ ዝተፈላለየ ሕብረተሰብ ዝምድና ክጥንክር ክዓቢ እቲ ቃልሲ ድማ ክጓሃር ናባዓልትና እጃም ንገብር ኢና ሞ ብፍላይ መልእኽቲ ልቱ መንእሰይ ኣብዚ ዝተወለደ እዚ ዘይበሃል ካብ ወለዱ ዝረአዮ ፍቕሪ ብምርኣይ እዚ ዘይበሃል መስዋዕትነት ገይሩ እዩ እዚ እውን ሞር መስዋዕትነት ካብኡ ይፅበቅ እሞ ምናልባት ሓደ ግዜ ዕድል ክወኩም ኤደን ብእንግሊዘኛ ዳኒ ንዞም ደቅና ቁርብ መሰጅ ተሕለፍና ጽቡቕ ይመስለኒ እሞ I think we should finalize that the pledge, especially for those who are born and raised here. They have done so much remarkable work on their advocacy, on Twitter, on social media, on Facebook, and whatnot. But still, the struggle is not over. We need still their help. We need their expertise. We need their kindness at this critical time. The question for us is to die or to survive. And we don't want to die and surrender in vain because we have to put so much sacrifice to be where we are now. According to the plan of those genociders, we are done. They gave us only 1 week to exterminate us from theirs. Look at the persistence, the unity in diaspora. We are here to talk. And probably next year, we may laugh, we may chat what we had gone through the last 2 years. But for now, let's open our hearts and be generous and kind. And I will give the floor for Danny and Eden and final for Feven. We have been almost for 1 hour.
Thank you, Barakat Hawe. Wow, that's powerful. You guys, we can do this. I know we can. And just to our audience, we really appreciate you just tuning in to this. I encourage every single one of you to come tomorrow to the live stream at TMH, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. 3 p.m. Eastern Time. This is Thanksgiving week. Let's give. Let's give to Tigray. I encourage all of you to do this. Rahel Fiorina is going to be there, you guys. She's incredible, phenomenal woman. There are many others will be with this in the Zoom with live stream. Captain Eritrea, Dr. Nagasi, so many. I think Eden as well, Jordanos perhaps. So let's do this, you guys. And again, MLK weekend. I want to see everyone there. Book your tickets now. With all that said, I'm grateful for this solidarity. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. And Tigray said.
Daniel, it's there's not enough words to describe how grateful I am to be working with an amazing team and an amazing community. Of course, we have our ups and downs, but the one thing that we can for sure rely on is our unity. No matter what, people quarrel, but we're still working together. I am so admired, and I admire the youth in general, from middle school to high school up to even grown folks like ourselves working. So the message I want to send is, in this digital world, please utilize the next 2 weeks, especially it's the holiday season, right? Please utilize your social media to spread awareness, and also to go ahead and advertise what we're doing right now. Use your TikTok, whether it's to sell products that you like crochet. I know there's some kids that are doing crocheting and then putting it on Instagram. I've seen that. It was so cute for the holidays, the scarves, the gloves that they're making. Or if you simply want to open an Instagram stream live, and make sure you have your parents with you if you're underage, and just being able to talk about Tigray and have the link for TDA account, so that you can challenge each other and raise awareness, and also raise money for the kids that are suffering right now. So yeah, that's my final message, is just utilize what you know. You love being in social media, you love doing TikTok, Instagram, so please use that to bring in more resources and income for your people, for your support. That's how you're contributing to this. You're an advocate, you're a Tigraru, you are allies. I don't even want to say allies, our brothers and sisters. Please work together, learn how to work together. And it's okay if you get upset. You get upset with your family, right? But you don't leave them. So it's the same thing. That's what we're trying to do. This is what unity means. So please utilize that. But if you need any help, here's your resource. SJT is here. Yakul team is here. Favene, you also have, I think there's different organizations that I still have to learn.
Yeah.
I'm going to make
this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make a list, and I'll also refer people to each region and state that you're in, so that they make sure to contact you and get the support. And Baraka, thank you so much for hosting this. We really appreciate you, Favene, for coming, and Daniwa and our audience. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Eden. Favene,
Okay. wrap up نقبر. Thank you يا غني لنا صبو كذا كله سبالكم بتعمي أمرت زي ورد أزرواي بحافشان نقول لكم تجارب نبارخت نقدو نقول لكم كم مسجن فوتو قدام أي نجار نزع جلز ذهبكمنا مالتي مستزلو قطعة مستزلو حركان لك justified زخون حركاني ولا حنتي دوت أنا قريب يبلون ولا سلام أنت خلنا بلون أي نخلنينا تخكليو لك حركان تلو قطعان تلو أبوتي ولا حنتي بزعبقو جن despite that نزل ما الرخص ذهبكمنا بحنسابكم إن نسرح سلاز فقدكم ولا مجمرة مسكن فوتو قال أي نخالوت إيرتراوين كتصوع عم تدل مالتي كل إيرتراوي بزي قدرس ناتكم affiliation political هايمانوتكم ادميكم صوتاكم بزي قدرس مالتي نزو وفر سلام أبك سوى زلو كتقفو بجنزب بقلبت بحساب تصوعكم زي لعلو كله مالتي كل جزء حدا شكر كتفتحو خلخا مجمرة خمزو اللو تفلت عليك تشكرتي أمونغو أبز تقارو بسيح زلو بحواتنا زقبل زلو قفعي مجمرة تقبلنا accountability وسيدنا يقريت حاسيزنا نتشكر مفتاح خاء مستقار حواتنا هنا كنسرح كلنا خنتقخ مخنياتون تايو بغلطة مخنياتي حدا ولا حوي يتقولوا مونة تقرا وايدحان سب فطور ود سب كم زعينة قفعن كم زعينة بدل كبصحو خلو دار أخان دا سمعخا أبطغاخا زلو سؤالك هتحلف ولا بتبهلنا ولا بتتعبنا له نوري قلت رخلته دحان زي بقى عيب ملكتني ناي تقراي نزبلي نتوم ملكتنا أحواتنا إنه بالك أحوخا دا تبدله دا توزعه غزون دا تقاصله سؤالك يترنيخ سلازي قبل بهم أنا بينيس انتهي خجبري إلكم تحاسبوا اللهم تغنكم إذا تصبوا مدرخين عخاتكم كتحجزوا بحنساب حبيركم مسانا هونكم بس زناي وفر سلام زلو تبقصو حبيركم لو تختمسوا صوعكم نتهم كأ ناي بحكي أوشتهم سلئن كرحنتن مليكم زلو سبات كأ إذن ولا حدا سبا يتأكمني أب حما صايدنا هيستري عيتخون دقهم دقهم كواقصهم يا سلامنتاي أبقون وزعي سلامنتاي أبقون حراداي أبقوني دفاري أطويلكم أبوتاتكم أبزن يلومكم بحالو خلو دنن يلوم كخودو خلو كواقصهم يا سلازي ولا نسب كتحجز لكم ولا حما قريقكم كتحجز ولا أنت زي حسبكم دقهم كاسينوم درتهم نفشهم بنتخخدو أبت حما قصايد نايت تاريخ نخيت خوني لكم ولا دي ان سيناريو سيصمت عند اللهم بل ناي قدن بو مالتي يكون ولا بخوم الكاس تحجز يخا مالتي سلازي زد صبغ حسابي أب حبرت أب قطري حيل اللو نزا حيل زي كل سب كتقوملو كل سب كبرتعو يحتت يلهو
Thank you.
يا أنا اللي ينزل
Thank you, Feven Haftana. For our listeners, rest assure you, we'll be here at your face weekly until our mission is fully fired. We can. And I will say, Tagaru and all other peace-loving people unite to overthrow a fascist regime and genociders.
Amen.
Right, تسعر.
سلام.
دعنا حضروا.
دعنا حضروا.